George Orwell's 1984, it's so much more than just a book. It's become this massive cultural warning, a kind of shorthand we use for surveillance, for censorship, for any kind of total control. So today, we're going to dive deep into this masterpiece and really explore the terrifying world that Orwell created.
I want you to just let this question sink in for a minute as we go through this. What if the most powerful way to control people wasn't with guns or prisons, but by completely controlling the very idea of what's real and what isn't? Well, that's the chilling idea right at the heart of this story. So, here's our roadmap. We're going to follow the journey of one man, Winston Smith, as he tries to navigate this insane world. We'll kick things off with the author himself. Then we'll explore the state of Oceania, witness a tiny spark of rebellion, and really get into the party's terrifying methods, before finally we descend into the Ministry of Love to see the story's final, brutal lesson.
To really get this novel, you first have to understand the man who wrote it. George Orwell, well, his real name was Eric Arthur Blair, didn't just dream up some far-off dystopia. Oh no, he saw the seeds of it growing in his own life.
You see, every one of these experiences was a crucial piece of the puzzle. His time as a colonial police officer, that showed him the ugly reality of absolute power. Fighting in Spain, well, that's where he came face to face with the brutal purges and propaganda of Stalinism. And get this, even his job at the BBC during World War II made him feel like he was part of a propaganda machine, pushing a version of the truth he didn't fully believe. So these aren't just bullet points on a timeline. This was the raw, first-hand experience he poured into his chilling vision.
All right, let's step into the world of the novel itself, Oceania. Just picture this bleak, gray superstate where the government, called the Party, has absolute control. And I don't just mean over what you do, but over what you think.
This isn't just some catchy slogan on a poster. It's the fundamental truth for every single person living there. The face of Big Brother, this godlike leader, is everywhere. It's this constant, oppressive reminder that you are never, ever alone. Every private moment could be a public spectacle.
So how in the world does the party pull this off? Well, they've got a whole toolkit. You've got telescreens in every home, not just blasting propaganda at you, but watching and listening 24/7. Then there's the dreaded thought police, who can literally arrest you for having the wrong expression on your face. And the four ministries. My gosh, their names are the perfect example of the party's twisted logic. The Ministry of Peace wages constant war. The Ministry of Truth manufactures lies. You get the picture. It's a complete system designed for total domination.
In this is where it gets truly terrifying. In Oceania, the worst crime you can possibly commit happens completely inside your own head. A thought crime is any idea that goes against the party line. It doesn't even matter if you say it out loud or act on it. Just thinking it is enough. And the punishment? It isn't just death. It's complete erasure from history, like you never existed at all. Annihilation. These 3 lines are the official slogans of the party, and they are carved into buildings all over the place. They are just the most perfect, blatant contradictions, yet every citizen is expected to believe them without question. They represent the total surrender of individual logic and reason to the absolute power of the state.
But even in a world this tightly controlled, that little flicker of the human spirit, it's hard to stamp out completely. And that brings us to our protagonist, Winston Smith. He's just a low-level party member, but his quiet desperation pushes him to commit these small but absolutely revolutionary acts of defiance.
It all starts with something so simple, so normal, buying a blank book and a pen. But in a world where just expressing yourself is a capital crime, the simple act of writing April 4th, 1984 is a massive gamble. It's his attempt to hold on to his own version of reality, to insist that his own memory matters. This diary is his first thought crime made real.
Winston's rebellion gets a lot more complicated when he meets Julia. Her way of fighting back is totally different. She couldn't care less about grand political theories. For her, rebellion is personal, it's physical. She believes the party whips people into a frenzy of flag-waving and leader worship to channel all their natural desires. So for Julia, having a secret love affair, feeling pleasure, those are political acts. It's her way of creating a private life that the party can't get its hands on.
Okay, so we've seen the tools of control and these little sparks of rebellion. But now let's dig into the core philosophy, the big idea that makes the party's powers so absolute. See, it's not just about controlling people, it's about controlling reality itself.
This slogan right here, This is the master key to everything. The party gets it. They understand that if they can constantly rewrite history, they can control the story of the present. And if they control the present, well, they get to decide what everyone believes the past was. It's this perfect, unbreakable loop of power.
And this isn't just some abstract concept. It's Winston's 9-to-5 job. At the so-called Ministry of Truth, his daily work is to literally destroy the past. If Big Brother makes a prediction that doesn't come true, Winston's job is to go into the archives, rewrite the old newspaper article so it looks like Big Brother was right all along, and then incinerate the original. The past isn't just forgotten, it's actively, systematically erased and replaced.
So, how is this whole society held together? Well, it's a pretty rigid pyramid. At the very top, you have the idea of Big Brother, this infallible leader who may or may not even be real. Then you have the inner party, the real brains of the operation, less than 2% of the population. Below them are the outer party members, people like Winston, who do all the work under constant watch. And at the bottom, the proles, the working masses who the party sees as basically animals, keeping them happy with cheap entertainment and leaving them alone because they're not considered a threat.
So you might be asking, how does a person just accept that today's truth completely contradicts yesterday's? Well, there's a word for it: doublethink. It's basically a kind of trained insanity. For example, you have to know, deep down, that Oceania was allied with East Asia just last week. But at the same time, you have to believe with all your heart that Oceania has always been at war with East Asia. It's the final critical mental trick that lets the party bend reality to its will.
Well, as you probably guessed, Winston's rebellion doesn't end well. He and Julia are caught, and they're taken to the one place everyone in Oceania dreads: the Ministry of Love. This is a place where the party doesn't just punish its enemies, it remakes them.
Winston's torturer is a high-ranking party member named O'Brien. And in their sessions, O'Brien just strips away any fantasy that the party is working for some kind of greater good. He basically confesses that the party isn't trying to achieve anything. Power isn't the means to an end. Power is the end. There's no paradise coming. The only goal is to have power and to hold on to it forever. Through relentless, systematic torture, O'Brien just completely dismantles Winston's mind. And the core of their battle comes down to the nature of reality itself. Winston desperately clings to objective truth, that 2 + 2 makes 4, that the past happened and you can't change it. But O'Brien teaches him through pain that reality isn't external, it only exists in the mind. And if the party controls the mind, well, it controls reality. He tortures Winston until he doesn't just say that 2 + 2 = 5, he truly, genuinely believes it.
When Winston, broken, asks what the party's vision for the future is, this is O'Brien's answer: a future built not on happiness or community, but on pure hatred, fear, and the endless exercise of power through inflicting pain. It's got to be one of the most brutal and haunting images in all of literature. You see, the party's ultimate goal isn't just to kill its enemies. That would be too easy. The goal is to convert them, to completely wipe their old self away and then refill that empty shell with nothing but pure, unthinking love for the party. This is the final and most devastating stage of Winston's re-education. And these are the last 3 words of the novel, the tragic ending. After being broken, after betraying the only person he ever loved, Winston is released. He's a hollowed-out man. And at the very end, when he hears news of a military victory on the telescreen, he feels a real surge of happiness. He is cured. His rebellious mind is gone. He finally, truly, loves Big Brother. And so, we're left with Orwell's warning staring right back at us. He wrote this decades ago, but wow, does it feel more relevant than ever. In a world of alternative facts, deep fakes, and constant digital surveillance, this novel forces us to ask some really tough questions. What's our defense when truth becomes whatever the people in power say it is? How do we, all of us, hold on to reality?